Hello and welcome to There is a Beautiful Me. I'm Crystal Davis, your host. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's watched my first show. It was really great. I'm glad you all were able to contact me. I got texts, I got emails, just giving me good feedback about the show, and I'm really glad that you enjoyed it. And I'm really excited for today's show because I have a really special guest and dear friend of mine that is coming out to share her story. But first, before we start with that, we're going to go ahead and go into the devotional breakdown of Proverbs 31. Today's verses are verses 12 and 13. Verse 12 reads, "She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life." Verse 13, "She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands." This verse is enlightening. It makes me think as a woman. In Genesis, it states that we are a man's rib, meaning we are made for man and a part of him. As a rib, we are his help. I've heard some women say they are not getting married and do not need a man. In other words, Miss Independent. I was like that at one point in time, but the Bible teaches us that marriage is good and to have a mate so that we may be in his will. Therefore, to go back to the verse, she brings him good, that is what we are, the backbone, the support for him. The next verse is interesting because the cliche that you hear is the woman does all the cooking and cleaning. Even commercials give woman the personification as a cleaner or house mom. For me, this is saying that as a woman, we are always that worker. Some of us, if not many, have been brought up and taught in that manner and always have been hardworking. So let us try to make an effort to put in the work that God has for us and be willing, whether it is for yourself, to prepare yourself, or even for your husband. This has been your scripture breakdown, but coming up next, I have a special guest who I got the chance to visit outside the studio. She has combined her spiritual walk with God, health, and fitness into something much more. I'll tell you about her journey and more. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to There is a Beautiful Me. I'm Crystal Davis, and with me today is Lindsey Hall. She is the founder and CEO of Kingdom Fitness here in Nacogdoches, Texas at Stephen F. Austin State University. She's come to talk about her healthy living styles and about Kingdom Fitness and what it entails as far as helping women and other people around campus with their faith and walk with God, along with getting a workout in as well. So, Lindsey, how are you today?
I'm doing really great. How are you doing, Crystal?
I'm good. Thank you so much for coming out to the show. I know we're out here. We're actually out here in Nacogdoches, and I'm just so excited to be here and see her again because I also was a part of Kingdom Fitness when I was here at SFA.
Definitely.
So tell us about Kingdom Fitness. What made you want to start it?
Well, I actually started Kingdom Fitness really after a period of fasting. And it was just a period in my life where I was really getting to know God myself more, but I also had my own personal goals as far as workouts and fitness. And so I knew that in all things, if you put God first in all things, then you will have success. And so in my personal life, just getting to know the Lord better, I decided, you know what, I'm also have these health goals that I want to attack. And I can't be successful outside of being with Him. So I decided to I started to incorporate Him into my prayers. I would pray before a workout. I would come to Him about food choices, God, should I eat this or should I do this? I'm thinking about starting this diet. What do you think about it? And I saw that truly in putting God first is when I began to have true success on my health journey. And He also began to show me that me being healthy was not about me. It was actually about Him. And it was about making sure that my body is healthy so that I can do the work that He best prepared me for, making sure that my body is in good shape so that I can be confident when talking to people and I won't be self-conscious and worried about weight problems or issues because although it may not be important to some people, to others it really is, and you don't want any type of distractions that can possibly take your attention off of Him.
Right. Okay, so about the Kingdom Fitness in general, so when you do a workout, like how often do you hold those and what do you do?
Okay, well, yeah. Kingdom Fitness is something that I do here in Nacogdoches, and I'm actually graduating in December, and I'll probably have my roommate take it over, but we do it twice a week, so Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays is an outside workout. We do it at Homer Bright Stadium. We do stadium workouts, hills, the whole nine, and then Thursdays we do it, which is called the HPE complex here on campus, and it's like a gymnastic style, and it's more of a full body workout, classroom style aerobics. And so in Kingdom Fitness, it's based off of Romans 12:1-2, which is, and I'll just repeat it, it says, therefore, brothers, I urge you to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Therefore, do not conform to the patterns of this world any longer, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, perfect, pleasing, and holy will. Another one of the core values of Kingdom Fitness is transformation from the inside out. So in Romans 12:1-2 says, do not be conformed to the patterns of this world. And what that means is you may, especially for college students, we're notorious for staying up late all night and, hit that Whataburger at midnight, However, that may not be the healthiest thing for you. And although that's the pattern of the world, I know that Christ is challenging us to be different from the world. And so that's one thing that Kingdom Fitness strives to do is you start with Christ. You start with God, and you allow Him to transform you from the inside out. And in doing so, when your outside does get to the goal that we want, or there may not even be a goal, because Kingdom Fitness there is no finish line to it. It's about perseverance. It's about truly attaining the crown and the prize in which Christ has called us for.
I know for me, when I was out here, I was with her when she started Kingdom Fitness. So from the beginning, it's just so inspirational, powerful, and you always open up with a prayer, and we do a Bible study at the end, closing out, just a reflection just to help you with your week. And it always helped me. It's different stuff that you may not know about, or you may be going through and you just don't even realize it. But if you took the time out, you get a workout in, you go ahead, you get a scripture, and you're spending time with God, and you're also helping your body and keeping yourself fit and healthy, like Lindsey said. And just being able to have that and to have somebody guide you, as being a leader on campus, has just shown and helped a lot of people, including myself, to get to a spiritual foundation with God and just get a close relationship and get closer with Him. So from that, I guess, what would you say, suggestion-wise, because, other people might be kind of timid to come to, wanting to try out something like this. So what advice would you give to people just to encourage them, just try this, because you just never know what God has in store for you, because He's using you, and you've helped me. You've helped so many other people out here. So tell us what would be good.
Well, the first thing that I always like to say is, although Kingdom Fitness is based off of Christ and it is a ministry, it's not for Christians. It's not just for Christians. Jesus is not only for those who believe; He's for everybody. And God's ultimate goal is for all men to come into the knowledge of Him. And what I usually try to tell people on campus, because I've had so many people say, "Oh, I thought that was a praise dance," or they see the crosses and they see fitness and they really don't know what to think. But I just say, well, don't give me a chance. Don't give Kingdom Fitness a chance. How about you just give God a chance, because that's really my hope with Kingdom Fitness. I know that with a lot of people, just in general, I know in my own life, fitness is not the most important thing. It is one of my top priorities, just because it's something that I love. It influences my life and my decisions in a lot of ways, but I also have schoolwork, I have family, I have career ambitions, I have so much going on, and I know for the average person, it's a lot. So to invite them out to a workout, in the midst of having a final, in 2 weeks, or having problems back at home, it's kind of like, well, that sounds nice, but what I really try to hit home is, just give God a try. If you can trust Him with your workouts, then hey, maybe you can be able to trust Him with your family issues, or maybe you can trust Him with your finances. And that's really what all Kingdom Fitness is. It's not an altar call of prayer. It's not, now obviously I will tell you about the Lord, and if you do not know Him, but it's really just to plant that seed. A lot of times, we could say, oh, I know that He'll never leave me or forsake me, but you don't really know that maybe unless you go through it. And I saw a man, with putting God at the forefront of my workouts and my health and fitness journey, He has not left me yet. You know what? I think I may put Him in the forefront of my finances, or, in schoolwork. You know what? I really don't know what my career is going to be. God, what do you think? And that's really all I want Kingdom Fitness. So going back to your original question, I say, hey, it's not about me, it's not about workout, but how about you just give God a chance? And for those who are maybe total opposite, and they've been hurt by church or hurt by religious people in the past, then I may take the opposite effect and say, hey, it's just not for Christians. You want to get a good workout in? It's only 45 minutes, stress reliever, it's cool, it's abs, it's full body, it's cardio, it's strength. And they say, oh, okay, it's a free workout class, So those are the two approaches that I most often take.
So can you tell us a little about the healthy eating habits? So, I really encourage everybody to go out to Kingdom Fitness if you are here in Nacogdoches at SFA. But if not, just go check out Lindsey's website. Can you tell us that for us?
Yes, there is a website, kingdomfitnessnow.com, and that's www.kingdomfitnessnow.com. And on Kingdom Fitness Now, I have every week, we have Kingdom Fitness obviously here in Nacogdoches, but like Crystal said, at the end we have the Bible study, and it's really not a Bible study, it's just kind of like a 5 to 10 minute devotional. And what I do is what I present at the Kingdom Fitness, I write up a full blog on it, and that's featured on the website under articles. And also on the website is the healthy eating tips, a couple of workout videos, music. I play Christian music there, a lot of different Christian artists. Yeah.
There's a playlist. There's a playlist.
Playlist on the website, So I really tried, and there's so many more ideas that I have for the future that I want to incorporate, but the goal of the website is just to be a resource for anyone who needs it. And just to touch a little bit on the healthy eating, I really am a firm believer in what goes in, what comes out. Trash in, trash out, as I hear some people say. But really, the first thing, I am a vegetarian, and there's a lot of things that I do with my diet that people are saying, oh, well, are you trying to tell me to be a vegetarian? By no means. I'm very quick to quote scripture, which is in Matthew, when Jesus says that it's not what goes into your mouth that causes you to be unclean. It's what comes out of your mouth. And that's when we speak bad about people or gossip or do whatever. So it's not, as far as healthy eating, I don't want anyone to ever think that this is a spiritual requirement. To come to God, I need to have X, Y, Z, I need to eat this certain meal plan, by no means. When you put in good food, healthy food, vegetables, grains, rice, stay away from the sweets every once in a while, the fried food every once in a while, you truly are able to function better, because a lot of the calories that we consume, if they're not filled with nutrients and vitamins like your veggies or your fruits, you're really consuming empty calories. So you'll eat a big meal and you think, okay, I'm full. Maybe sometimes, I got the itis, I'm ready to go to sleep, or I'm ready to this, and you're not really ready to pursue whatever you have to do for the rest of the day. And we have to go back to the fundamental reason of why we eat food. I would never tell anyone you can't eat a cupcake ever, or you've got to let all of that go and only eat organic. No, you also
different steps for different
exactly.
people. Yeah.
You have to go at your own pace. But what I have seen that's proven, tested, and trialed in my own life is that when I do set limits and boundaries for myself, maybe have one sweet a week, so maybe if I go to the cafeteria, I'm not getting those oatmeal cookies every day, maybe only on Fridays, or I'll only eat fried, well, I don't eat meat anymore, but maybe those fried pork chops only once a month or once every 2 weeks instead of every meal. And what I've seen with that, I have more energy throughout the day. I'm more focused. A lot of times our food, you know, and there's been studies where it shows that, and even like small kids with their candy consumption, it leads to ADD or attention deficit disorder, or, you know, like all of these things that can be prevented, you know, if we were just truly fueling our bodies instead of just feeding it with empty calories. And so that's really the integral part of healthy eating. Just want to really evaluate our choices and say, okay, well, if I do eat this now, will I be able to serve God to my fullest capacity? And that's really what the healthy eating is about.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Lindsey. And again, be sure you, like she said, you do not have to be vegan, but you just want to stay healthy. But Lindsey's actually going to show us a recipe. And it's a surprise. I'm not going to say anything, but we'll be right back. Okay, we are here in Lindsey's kitchen, and she's getting ready to show us how to make a green smoothie. So, Lindsey, go ahead, take it away.
Alrighty, well, this green smoothie, I try to drink it every morning just because it's really good, just right off the bat. I don't really like to have anything too heavy in the morning, and it's great for my workouts. It's what I use to refuel me, and it has pretty much everything in it, so I'll run you through everything. I start off first with a glass of ice, and I just put that in there, and then we have some avocado. And so what I do is I just kind of cut it up, and avocado is, you know, your healthy fat. It's good for your skin, your vision. And so I just put all of that in there like so.
So is that you just scrape out the inside of the avocado?
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to use the skin, or you don't want to use the skin?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no skin.
So no skin.
So we got a cup of ice, half of an avocado, and I have 2 stalks of celery that I've already cut up, 1 pear, 1 apple, 1 banana, and a handful of spinach. Oh, and I'll get to these in a little bit later. So I just try to cut it up like so, not into any small pieces, just something that's manageable. I'm usually on a run, so I have to go really fast with this, and the blender will do all the work. So, and I just take all of this, and I just empty it.
And these are are these organic foods, or is it just you just grab the fruit, vegetables? Does it matter?
These in particular are organic. However, just being honest, sometimes my budget doesn't allow it. So I think at the end of it all, fruit is a fruit and a vegetable is a vegetable. If you can get organic, then obviously, you know, that would be best. However, it's still the same nutrients at the end of the day.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna, oops.
Is that the core? Are you taking off the core part? Oh,
yeah.
No. Okay.
So I just leave that. Oops. So 1 pear, 1 apple. I just take the banana. I just open it, just like so, and just break it up. Done the half of the avocado. And so these are 2 stalks of celery that I've already pre-chopped up. And just go ahead and put these in here. Oops. And then I just eyeball the spinach. I do about a handful of spinach that I do. And sometimes I use a lot. It's really about how much spinach that you personally want. You won't be able to taste it. That's the best part of it, because of the fruits. All of the fruits that are in here, you're not able to taste the vegetables or the celery, which is really good. So you still get the benefits of it, but you don't have to taste the vegetables. And then from here, what I do is, a lot of people in smoothies, they think that they have to use some type of orange juice or some type of cranberry or sugar-based juice, which you really don't. I actually use water, and I just fill it up just a little bit. I kind of eyeball it, maybe about a little bit, maybe a half or 3/4 cups of water. I pour this in. And what I use is water and lemon juice, because the lemon juice gives you the juice flavor without all of the sugar, because you have enough sugar with all of the fruit that's included. These are just, this is kind of going up and above and beyond, but a lot of times I'm actually, I'm a marathoner and I run a lot, and so what I like to do is add a little protein granola. And so in everything that I do, I just kind of eyeball it, so not too much, but you're really able to get that protein effect without maybe like whey protein. I know a lot of people don't really like the taste, and I mean, I really love these Nature Valley granola bars, so it goes perfect with my smoothies.
So you said it's at your discretion, pretty much, like if you...
Yeah, everything from this point, you know, really, and this is nothing standard. You can kind of modify it as you like. This isn't the original recipe that I got when I first saw this recipe online. I also use milled golden flaxseed, and flaxseed is good because it's good for digestion, because it's very high in fiber, and it's also very good for cardiovascular, improving your heart. And so I'll just do one spoon of this. And then I also do, now like I said, these are very optional. I just started adding wheat germ. At first I only did the flaxseed, and then I added the protein, and now, you know, I added the wheat germ as well. And the wheat germ is very high in B vitamins. It's very good for your skin, your nails, your hair. And these are things that obviously as a woman are very important. Here, I just turn it on, and just a review. That's 1 banana, 1 pear, 1 apple, handful of spinach, half of an avocado, 1 banana, 2 stalks of chopped celery, cup of water, a little bit of water, a little bit of lemon juice, and then I just go at it. All right, I think that smells good. Water.
We gonna try it. Oh, full glass. Love a cup of tea. So this is about servings for 2 people. How many ounces? Let me ask that, so we can know how much we get out of this. How much is it? Like 2 cups, or?
This is probably about a little bit. What is a bottle of water? 16 ounces. I'll say about 32. So this is a full meal, but say if I make it not after a workout, I probably would do what you have and offer the rest to my roommate or freeze it. So it would be best if you put it in the refrigerator for short term. Like, so say if you make it in the morning, you know, if you want it in the evening, put it in the refrigerator. If you want it maybe in a couple of days, put it in the freezer, but then just, you know, let it sit out for a while so it can thaw out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, all right.
Cheers. Green smoothie. This is good.
You can't even tell that the spinach, the celery, the avocado, because it's really empowered.
I've not had avocado, but
it's empowered by the lemon, the apple, the banana, the pear. Those are the tastes that you taste, and you don't really get to taste the spinach, but you still get the nutrients. So, yep.
And this is considered a full meal, so
Definitely
if you drink this whole thing,
I'm good.
it's a post-workout, or can you drink it before?
Some days I do it post-workout. Most of the time, since I work out in the mornings, I get up early in the mornings, I do my workout, and I'll drink the green smoothie, and I won't have anything until lunch. However, some days I'm just really craving it for dinner. And so, you know, maybe I won't have as big of a serving, just because, like I say, I'm not getting out of a workout, so I don't have all of these calories burning, and it's a lot. As you see, it filled in my cup, your cup, and still a little bit left over in here. And if you wanted just to make a smaller serving, then you can half everything. Half a banana, half an apple, half the pear. You know, just half everything, half the ice, half the water, and you'll have a smaller serving.
Well, this is it. green smoothie. Thank you, Lindsey, so much for
No,
joining
you're
us.
welcome. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yeah, so if you want this recipe, be sure to check out my YouTube channel. I'll have more on Kingdom Fitness and Lindsey and her website, and then also even more healthy recipes for those of you that want them. There is a beautiful me and you. You are God's beauty inside and out. Have a great day.
Cheers.
Cheers.